Hi everybody, thanks for joining me for another video blog on hacking happiness. You know, this whole program is really based on two big words, happiness and stress. And even though I make this gesture with my hands, they're not opposites. A happy life does not imply that it's a stress-free life. In fact, a lot of research, including my own research, interviewing business leaders and entrepreneurs, some even say I'm the happiest when I have a lot going on in my work because I love my work. So happiness has to do with us pursuing a mission, pursuing what our calling is. And when we care about something deeply, that brings stress into our life. So I'm going to talk about positive stress versus negative stress. I want to share with you today a framework more about the mindset, because this is the thing. Most of us, most of my audience are not living in starvation, are not living in a jungle where they need to worry about an animal attacking them. We are not living in a situation that our life is being threatened. We are living in situations where the stress can be faced more as challenge. And that leads me to this little mindset shift, that if you start looking at your stress as simply challenges, like I interview a very successful business leader in this town, and when I asked him about how he handled stress in his life, he said to me, I don't consider my life stressful. I have challenge, but I don't have stress. And that it's perfect, because you know, a lot of people have this negative relationship with the word stress. And in fact, research says that if we just think of stress as something bad for our life, just that thought can create a stress response in our body that can make us sick. Because this is the thing, stress is not what causes unhappiness, illness, imbalance, or disharmony. It's the response. It's how we perceive and respond to the stress that make us sick. So a lot of times we don't have control of the stressor, but 100% of the time we do have a choice of how we're going to perceive and how we're going to respond to the stress situations. And that response, it starts in the brain, in your mind, of what kind of thoughts you're having in a situation of stress. So first thing you want to do when you in a situation of stress, you want to right away distinguish and tell yourself, it's a challenge, it's not a threat. Tell your brain that, because again, our brain is still very primal. Our brain doesn't know the difference between the stress that comes from you truly running from a pit bull on the street, or the stress that's coming from you not having money, or stress coming from a deadline or a client, a situation with a client. A stress response, physiologically speaking, is the same in your body. So what we want to be in charge of is to allow or manipulate our physiology with our psychology. Because every time we get stressed, our body senses a threat, you release all these hormones in your body, stress hormones, and they're awesome. They give us energy, they make us more creative, more intelligent, more insightful. But if you have the cycle of stress hormones being released chronically in the body over and over and over, that it's called chronic stress, which is the stress that kills us. And those hormones become toxic in the body, creating a whole disorder, disharmony in all the systems in the body. And that is the root of a lot of conditions, a lot of illnesses. So you want to take a charge of your response. So the moment you tell your brain it's just a challenge, you automatically calming yourself. You're telling it's a challenge. And then I'm going to share here with you the 4 E's of what I call your fitness plan in times of stress. How to get fit mentally in times of stress. So the number one here, I say in times of stress, whatever is happening, explore, meaning what is underneath the stress. A lot of times you might say, I'm stressed, I'm overwhelmed, but go deeper. What is the stress? It's emotional, 99% of the stresses we deal in this modern society is psychological, it's emotional. So what is it? It's anger, it's fear, it's shame, it's guilt. What is it? Where is it coming from? So by doing that, you're already taking charge of the situation, because one of the biggest negative stressors of our society is this illusion that we have no control of anything or to change things. And a lot of things we don't have control, but we have control of a response. So the root, what's causing the stress? The second E here, it's empower yourself. Empower yourself, telling yourself, programming your brain to think, I can handle this. I am in charge. I have the power to influence how I feel about this situation. I can get help. I can figure it out. The moment you say those words to yourself, again, you taking your power back. Because when you give up your power, that stress can really hurt you emotionally and mentally. Third, engage. The engage part is what action is required to take care of this situation. Is an action required, or is a matter of letting go? Remember, you always want to take an action or let go, whatever the situation is. So that's the engaging. Do something about it, so you don't just panic or go into paralysis, where the stress can go from good to bad. And the last one here, experience. What experience you want to have as a result of this stress that you just went through or are going through? Ask yourself, what can I learn? What can I learn from this challenge? What can I learn from this situation? How can I evolve through the situation? Because when you do you follow this framework, and you end this period, this circumstance, this time of stress. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? You strengthen your resilience muscle. You strengthen your courage muscle, your strength muscle, and your confidence muscle. They are mental muscles that are required to be successful and to thrive in times of stress. Remember, I never teach people how to avoid or prevent stress. I teach people how to deepen their abilities to handle stress, how to embrace it, how to handle like a champion. So try this frame, explore, empower, engage, and experience. What did you learn? That's my message for today. Stay tuned for more on Hacking Happiness. Next week we'll talk about excellence. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.